What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video, man. Um, you know, this video, I don't really know the title, but I just want to like vent to y'all, be honest, and yeah, encourage y'all. Basically, shine some light on y'all, help anybody I can with my stories. But I tell you all the time, like, trust God and being honest, bro. Trusting God not easy, when you got, because there's going to be things coming in your life to test you with those words, and, you got to hang on to that little bit of faith you got. It's hard, bro, you know? And, it ain't just about, like, financial breakthrough or materialistic things, But sometimes it's wisdom, a deeper understanding, patience in your anger, how you talk to people, fixing your attitude, I'm starting to notice, like as I get older, I am my worst enemy, It's me. And I told y'all, like, in a recent video about accountability, it's hard, bro, It's hard holding yourself accountable all the time. And then it's hard looking in the mirror, realizing who was really holding you back, And, but I thank God for waking me up today, because every day He wake me up, it's never too late to go and make things right, become that person He created me to be. Whether I was called to inspire, encourage, help anybody. And, never, I'm going to just say never soak in discouragement, because it's easy to face negative thoughts, right? And you dwell on those things. I'm learning, like, when I get those thoughts, I'm learning how to cast it down. I'm learning how to just put it down. Think about things that are just pure and true. Things I could thank God for, And I'm starting to also understand to not let what I have dictate where I'm going. I'm starting to learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. Meaning, like, just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening, And that's very hard to do, bro. It's hard. Trust me, man. It's hard. It's hard to trust God to give you something, right? And you don't see it yet, You're praying for this thing and you don't see it. But deep down, God is not a liar and He's going to fulfill His promise. But it's hard believing and waiting and just trusting that God will do it. Man. And it's hard doing something unique within a community that doesn't really embrace it, Like doing YouTube in North Philly, or trying to become a YouTuber, or trying to, like, fulfill whatever gift you have in a city that try to clown you for the little things or make fun of you for your small beginnings, I'm starting to learn to not belittle the small beginnings, You have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere, Whether it's exercising, fitness, even though it's the same thing, but like doing push-ups, you may have to start with doing 5 before you can start doing 20 or 30 a day, You have to start somewhere. And, I can't wait to look back on these videos and just thank God that I had the strength to keep going. I was doing these videos even feeling discouraged, just moving out in faith, moving when things wasn't sure that I was able, It's hard, being yourself in a world that is full of people pretending, like they don't also want to do something uniquely, or, handle the gifts that God given them the right way. It's hard encouraging yourself as an adult. Just believing like you on the right track, It's not easy chasing your dreams, bro, And just because God may place something on your heart to do or give you a vision, it's not easy executing all the time. A lot of times you're going to face a lot of trials and tribulations while you're just trying to bring out this thing, It's not easy, bro. It's literally a fight every day. But I just want to continue to encourage those who also on the same track or is going through something, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, you know, whether it's financial, to just continue to trust God, you know, and don't let the noise around you dictate on whether God is going to do it. He's a God who will not lie, you know. And I'm starting to learn how to come up out of environments that make me feel less of myself, make me feel worthless. You know, I'm not worthless, you know. Just because I don't have something that I may want right now, or may have something that others or this world may look as worthy or viable, doesn't mean you're worthless, you know. You may be where you may not want to be right now, you know, but you're not worthless. You know, and I think the hardest thing to do is to wake up every day, look in the mirror, and believe you're going to get to wherever you're going. But, you know, you have to start somewhere. And, you know, it's hard, bro. I'm not going to lie. It's hard doing something different, being yourself, especially in a world that is just full of pretenders, full of just, you know, just unsure things. You know, you just never know what's going to work out for you. And you know, life is just filled with uncertainties. You know, you're never really sure what's going to work out. Even when you feel like you got things planned, you're never really sure on how things is going to work. And you know, I think that's the best part about trusting God, that He has everything figured out. I don't have to go crazy, you know. I don't have to go hurt myself or anything because I'm not sure how this is going to work out. And you know, like, me trusting God and I don't have nothing figured out is the best for Him, because now I have to rely on Him to see, wow, what I'm going to do next. God, I'm going to wait for you. You know, God, I'm going to wait till you say go. I'm going to wait till you show me which path I should go, you know? You know, you could pray about it. You could cry about it. That's the best thing about following God. You could be raw. You could be unfiltered as long as you come to Him, you know? Don't run to the drugs. Don't run to social media. You know, nobody is going to care about your problems like God. And I think as, you know, once we fully understand that, we would go to Him about everything. You have to give God a chance. And you know, sometimes, and just like I said, it's hard trusting God, because at the end of the day, you still have to wait for Him. But when He moves, I promise you, everything that you want done or may need for the moment, He you know, He may not give you what you want, but He's going to be on time, and you're going to end up thanking Him in the end, you know. But you know, even me, I still feel uncertain about life, you know. 22, really don't know what's next. But you know, I'm just trying. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just trusting that God got me. And I'm just trusting that God will use these videos to touch those who may need encouragement, who may also feel the same way I do every day. And you know, as long as we could continue to encourage each other and strengthen each other, you know, and brag about the things God can do, you know, no matter what, you'll be surprised what God can do, you know. God don't ask for much. He just want to be thanked. He want to be recognized, and He want to receive His glory, because this is His creation, you know. And other people may have other beliefs, and I'm not here to debate or nothing like that. But I just know overall, trusting God has gotten me out of some situations where I was meant to just die in, literally, you know. And even when I'm uncertain, this is my time. And even if I don't feel uncertain, this is still my time to pray about it, to just ask God to just move on my behalf, or you know, as long as I come to Him about it, it will get done. You know, nothing is too hard for Him, and I understand that. You know, I understand that nothing is too hard for Him, so I could come to Him about everything. You know, I could vent to Him about what's going wrong in my life, even if I'm the one that did it 9 times out of 10. You know, even I got a lot to work on. But I just want to be more relatable and honest and raw with y'all, you know. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. I appreciate y'all, bro. I love y'all. I love y'all support. Shout out to all my new subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all.